Oi, oi, oi.
Yes, Daniel.
Just saw a naked woman down Chapel Street taking a piss on Woolies. So that was an eye-opener.
Literally.
Literally an eye-opener. Not many things surprised me on Chapel Street, but that was one of them.
That surprised you? I don't know.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen on the streets?
Of Chapel Street?
Of any street in Melbourne?
In Melbourne.
I've seen a 69 happen on Chapel Street as well.
That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird, isn't it, really? I don't care what anyone says. I don't think we should be doing that.
There is at no point in the day or event in the year where it's okay for you and a loved one or even a friend to decide to go head to toe 69 on the concrete down Chapel Street.
An event.
Look, we had 3 beers and thought it was play on, okay? I'm sorry, mate. And I was on the bottom. Just play the sting.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube, and social media. Lids off. See ya.
There was heaps of sick kids, and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. I'm bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got over the line. Who's just walked past Punt Road? It dips him. Hey, welcome and thank you for riding with us on this Thursday morning. Round 9 football coming at you. Yeah, we've got a bit of sleep on our eyes this morning. We're starting early. We're just waking up. We've got the coffees in our hands. We're going to get the cobwebs out. We are pumped for a big round of football. We've got a few bones to pick before we get into anything now. I have got a bone to pick with you about the Elstonwick Football Club. They have reached out to me. Mm-hmm. They have expressed concerns that you have been to one training session and you refuse to go back again.
No, lies from tiny eyes over there. That's not true. I've been to 2 training sessions out of a possible 4.
Yeah.
And I, as you would know, I've had a vapor stick up my nose for, the best part of 2 weeks. So I haven't been well. And the second training session that I went to, my contact, the guy who runs the Instagram, wasn't there.
Are you addicted to the vaporizer up your nose thing?
We could be entering territory of intervention
yeah,
status.
Yeah, right. Because you're the vapor and they got the vaporizer.
Vaporizer.
Really cancelling each other out.
Yeah.
It is a good feeling though when you are blocked up to put the vapor up your nose and just clear everything out.
It is a godsend. It's the only thing that gets me through.
People did say, and we've had some comments on it because I think you put on a few stories and we've been speaking about it. It looked very like this guy's at a festival kind of thing. Walking around.
I mean, I've never been to a festival, so I don't know. I can sort of read between the lines as to what they're suggesting, but no, it genuinely helps.
They need a vaporizer for hemorrhoids. Like you just lodge it up your ass and it freezes the hemorrhoid.
I'm writing that.
That's
down.
a new invention.
I hope it's not a new infection.
So that was I do have an infection of the anal glands. We know that. We also have the Josh Battle bones that we're going to pick right now with him. Now, you do have a new nickname. We have been told that your nickname at St Kilda, we know the MC, is Texter. So you look like and you were screaming for a nickname as well. Yeah. You do, to me, look like Texter.
Really?
Yeah, you look like Texter.
Are you spelling Texter with an A or an ER?
Well, Texter seems a bit like creepy if it's ER. A is a bit more cooler and hip.
It's a bit cooler.
Yeah.
So I'm ER.
You're Texter. Yeah, so you're the creepy Texter.
Yeah.
That guy's the one that texts everyone, which you could be because you do DM people.
That's true. Okay, well, it's layered. Josh Battle update. Look, I don't know where I stand now. He actually messaged me. He responded. I messaged him Saturday night after a few Pinos
and wings.
And I said, hey, how funny was this earlier on tonight?
So you didn't tell me that the first time. You didn't tell me you reached out to him first. That's a completely different layer of the story that you just left out. So you said that you reached out to him saying, hey, how funny was it when this happened to me?
Yeah.
When you embarrassed me.
And then he responded 2 nights ago because one of his friends had sent...
What's his name, the friend?
Don't know. He just said, my friend sent me this.
Oh, okay.
And it was when we were talking about it on Monday's episode.
Yeah.
And anyway, we go through this sort of 48-hour back and forth, nothing special, but just like, sorry about that. And then I said, don't be silly, that's what I'm here for. It was pretty funny. And then back and forth, back
Yeah,
and forth.
haha, very funny one-sided laugh.
Yeah, he went, okay, time to wrap up now. I will say this before I forget. I'm not going to say who, but there is a St Kilda player I'm chatting to, and I said, hey, we should go for a coffee. And no, Dan, hear me out. And he's like, yeah, no, I would love that, right? So it's on. But then this is where I got the ick for myself. He essentially was like, yeah, okay, cool, next week sounds great. But then I start sending maybe one too many messages, and he ended up just going, ha, anyway, speak to you next week. Like a real...
So refuse to lock in a date with you.
Well, no, it was a real, I said I'll go for a coffee, mate. But that's it for now. I'll chat to you later. But anyway, to tie a bow on it, Josh Battle didn't follow me. So I follow him. He's been responding to me. We've been having a chat, but didn't feel the need to follow me.
No.
So it's quite a statement he's made.
Well, as I said to you, I think it's very, in this day and age, there's so much content being thrown at us. It takes a lot to either follow someone back or be followed, I feel. Unless you're like, we're very lucky. We have people, we love you all. Like, thank you so much for listening and following us. But I feel like for me personally, it takes a lot for me to follow someone. Mm-hmm. Like, we can have a chat and maybe I won't follow you, but I'm going to need like a lot for me to be like, follow you. Sometimes I can be guilted into following someone where it says follow back on their profile and they go, okay, well, this is happening now.
Yeah.
So maybe he's at like it's just can't be bothered pressing that button.
And he needs to know he doesn't have to follow me, but I will make it a problem.
You have made it sound like he does need to follow you.
Well, I'd like him to. I mean, what's it going to look like the next time, Saints win and I have to, and the game day coordinator goes, I reckon we chat with Josh Battle. He had a really good game.
But now that you've said this in the podcast, people will know it and you can just bring it to light. Be like, hey, mate, any danger of following me?
Yeah, that's
true. And keep
true.
me accountable.
It's true.
Speaking of people who follow people, guess who literally just followed me?
Would I know? Do I know them?
Yeah, mate. You would know them.
Australian?
Yeah, and hot.
Oh, okay.
Football player.
Current?
Current. Think of the hottest, other than Heaney, who we've said hot, the hottest footballer.
Quainer?
Hotter.
Well, I assume Kerno already follows
When
him.
I say the name, you're going to be like, oh, I'm such a dum-dum. Of course he's the hottest and best footballer we know.
Is it Charlie?
No, it's Bailey Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Dum-dum.
He is really the hottest, isn't he?
Not a lot makes me get butterflies. That just then, when I saw it on my iPhone, butterflies were buzzing around the stomach.
You didn't follow him first kind of thing?
Nope.
Wow.
And guess who followed him back?
The big guy.
Left him on, follow back. Didn't follow him back yet. No, I followed him back straight away.
Immediately.
Couldn't follow back.
Baz Lenker.
Fast enough. Yeah, Big Baz. Great. I feel like he's very like an exclusive club to be followed by Baz.
Oh, put it this way, there's no way he'd be following me back in a million years.
No, I do feel like there's something coming, like a, hey, mate, would love you to have some Barrys in the set or something like that. Or maybe there's like would love to him to be involved in the grand final day event that we're doing.
We'd love him here. Maybe this is the
I
opportunity.
would love to have Baz here.
We'll get his name right, obviously, before
We may as well. We're in this territory now, but guys, a bit of house admin first before we get involved in anything. We say a lot of things on this show and then we really just don't do anything. So let's just tidy them up because people are asking me questions. I don't even know where this stuff is at that we've said that we're going to do, but we're going to do. The first one is the DDF training team, the team where we only train if you are new to the podcast. No games, no responsibilities on a Saturday. You come out on a Thursday, you have a kick. We are still doing that. We think we have named the team, 90% sure. This was your name idea. I don't want to steal it from you.
Thank you.
So would you like to announce what we're thinking?
It's going to be along the lines of the Railway Men or Railway FC, along those sort of lines.
Understand 2024, men isn't inclusive to women. So maybe we have to look at that.
Railway Football Club, I'm thinking. But the reasoning behind that is because we only train. It's pretty funny, isn't it?
It's very good.
It's
clever by you. It's probably the most clever thing you've come up with in a long time.
It's a really rare hit.
Yeah, I like it. So that's what we're thinking. We're going to lock that away soon. If anyone could come up with a name that beats that, I'd be amazed. But I think we're going with that. We've looked at the colours this week. Now we're going to work out the colours. We aim to have this team have its first training session by what would traditionally be pre-season, first session of pre-season if you're at a local football club.
Yep.
Even AFL club. We're thinking last weekend of November.
There's almost no way a local football club's training in November.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, some local footy teams take it very seriously.
That's respect.
So that's what we're thinking, but we'll none of the details later. We're not there yet, but I think what we do is whether it's December or November, we do one session before the Christmas break,
Yep.
and then we say, boys and girls, Christmas break up.
It's turkey time.
We're done.
Yeah.
Rest of the legs. There'll be no 2KO when you come back in Jan. But that's what we're aiming for at the moment. We're still working out on the merchandise packs as well. And we're also still working out how many members this team has, because the last thing I want to do is say, hey guys, training is in Albert Park. Come down for a kick. And then 1,000 of you mad dogs come down there and I only have 3 footballs on me. That would not be fun for anyone. So we are slowly working through the details. November is when we think we'll be up and running. We're probably going to say October we'll start selling the memberships packs. Memberships packs? Fucking hell.
That was one of your worst.
Membership packs. And then we'll go from there.
Mumbleship packs, yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Yep.
I'm still nowhere. What else do we have in the house admin? We had the grand final breakfast as well, guys. We are doing a grand final breakfast this year. We're going to do it on the Saturday morning of grand final day. So we're thinking Crown, we're thinking Frothies, we're thinking barking at each other, barking at the beers, we're thinking DJs, we're thinking like a real big event there on the rooftop there at Crown.
What's an appropriate time for your first beer on grand final day?
I mean, I'd like everyone to go and get some fresh air first in the morning, like a 5:30 operation. You wake up, you go for a walk, maybe you lie on your stomach pre-brekkie, because I can't imagine a lot of people drinking at the breakfast if it starts at 10:30.
I will be.
You would be. The option will be there because it's a breakfast. Yeah. So I think on grand final day, the first beer can be cracked at 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about sort of Christmas Day style, like a mimosa a little bit earlier? Like, would you go down that, or do you just not roll like that? And that's okay if you don't.
I feel like day drinking is such like a flex, but no one really wants to do it.
Okay.
Not day drinking, morning drinking. Like when people at the airport and they have a beer at 9 o'clock, like you're not enjoying that. You've had an almond latte 30 minutes ago. There's no way you've gone to the airport and go, 9 a.m., bar's not open yet. What a shame. Like don't do that.
Well, the fact that people post about it suggests to me that
anyone
you don't do this normally.
Yeah, anyone having a beer at 9 a.m. is regretting that beer by 1 p.m.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it. But a grand final breakfast, you can have as many beers as you want. So we've got lovely Ava on that, organising it. We will hopefully be releasing the details for that. I want to be the first to market it.
Yeah.
Because you want to come to R1. Ours will be lit.
Yeah.
The beers will be barking for sure. So we're going to organise it soon. We got 2 more things to do here. The merch, the website is almost ready and you guys can go on there. It'll have the episodes and the YouTube links and the shop. Now we have the merch. We have this hat and the jumpers that will be available soon. We're hoping by the end of the week. If not, worst case scenario, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. It'll be available somewhere to go. Limited stock. Make sure you're on there quick. We're also working on Capsule 2, which I think people wanted beanies. Are we big on the beanies or not?
Capsule 2, as in like the second line.
The second drop, yeah. I've got another 3 drops in us, I reckon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So beanies, that's what the people are saying?
I think we're going to go into heavy winter. So what do we want? Do we want a beanie or not?
Yeah, it just depends if you're going bobblehead or not.
What the fuck does that mean?
You know what that means.
A bobblehead?
Yeah, like the thing on top.
No, it's not happening.
You wouldn't do that?
No. Do you want a bobblehead?
I'd probably opt for a bobblehead rather than a non-bobblehead.
Really? Do we want the Legionnaires? Or are they too summery? They drop 4 for the team.
No, you've touched on something there. We get winter versions. So like the old school hunting hats. You know,
it's actually not a bad call.
Yeah, so you get the sheepskin in the middle.
Okay.
You can pin it up.
Is that in the drop? Maybe. Okay, well, drop 2 is coming as well. I'm still working on designs for that. So, and the last thing is that this, thank you everyone who listened so far. We've been genuinely been trying to be serious here for a minute. We've been blown away by the amount of people that have listening, the people that are jumping on, the people that are following us. This thing has got just so big, so quickly, bigger than I thought it ever could. And it's a credit to you guys for listening and making it what it is and buying in the jokes and giving Ollie and I shit. This thing will look extremely different next year. Ollie and I will still be here. Ollie is getting his contract reviewed. as we speak.
After a few little
After a few off-air moments, he's spoken to HR. He's on thin ice, so we are looking at a few of those incidents behind the scenes. But seriously, this thing will look a lot different next year. So I plan to, and Ollie is a bit scared of his position here, but he'll be very much a mainstay still. Two more people on the show with us, spitting ideas. And now we have thrown out the intern stuff. Thank you for applying, and it's great that you all have, but there's a lot to go through there. We want two more people on the show next year full time. So that is going to happen as well. So there's big things happening. We have, I think, 32 episodes left to go of the year. It'll go very quickly. And then in the off season, we're going to do the Allegedly series. So where we go through all the scandals, your private schoolgirl stuff, your Wayne Carey. What did he do in Miami? I don't know. Allegedly he did something. Enough of the housekeeping.
That was good though by you.
Do you like that little clean up?
Yeah, I'm up to date because you don't really.
Yeah, and I don't have a hemorrhoid as well, which is good.
So that's cleaned up too.
That is cleaned up. I have told you that the doctor once put it in with his fingers.
Like put it back in your asshole. No.
Yes, went to see the doctor last week and he entered me to put it back. I said to him, look, mate, this thing has been out for a week and a half now. It's just, I've tried the creams. I've told Anna to slip a digi up there and put it back.
She just does it wrong.
She doesn't want to. So I tried slipping my own digi up there. Yeah. Didn't like it. Felt very unnatural. And I said, doc, this thing literally has to go back in. So sure enough, bent me over like a slinky, put it back in and we are laughing.
So you gave it a go yourself. That's quite the image I've got in my head.
Desperate times called for desperate measures.
Can I ask one question then?
Yes. Did I orgasm? No.
No. How? Were you on your back legs akimbo?
No. It's no.
No,
it wasn't some kind of fucking Pornhub thing.
No, but I'm just trying to think of the cleanest access.
No, you do these things in the shower because the skin is soft.
Crouched down.
I was standing up. I wasn't crouching down. There weren't my legs over my head. I was in the shower and just tried to put it back in.
That's why it didn't work.
Well, obviously. And then I went and saw the doctor and he slinkied my legs back behind my ears. So that's all good for everyone who cared. Hey, I don't watch a lot of TV. I only watch the football really. Just busy.
Yeah.
I'm a busy guy. I'm doing things. I'm always on the move. I tell you what I did sit down and watch for last night. I watched the roast of Tom Brady. Wasn't a roast. It was an absolute murder on the poor young man. Murdered him and just destroyed him. Giselle got brought up once every 2.5 minutes. They just went to town on her and him. There were a lot of good. Kev was really good. What's her name that I liked? I couldn't pronounce her name right.
Oh, Nick Glazier.
Nick Glazier. I don't think that's right, her last name, but she was very, very good. I'm only halfway through and it is unbelievable. Have you seen any of it? Have you watched it all?
No, not yet because it's 3 hours. I'm waiting sort of for the weekend. But does he get done at all? I assumed about Giselle, but the work he's done.
So much plastic surgery, hasn't he?
Did anyone talk about that?
No,
really?
The person you mentioned, Nikki, was going to go into it, but I think he had a lot of things that were red taped that he couldn't say about him. And in the edit, he apparently post edit now, he's taken a lot of stuff out. So he took out the booing of Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
There was one joke that I've seen an article on that Tom was like, absolutely no way. And there was also another joke where the bald head guy gets up the star and everyone asked him, hey, Tom, when you got up on stage and like you said, don't say that ever again. He's like, were you serious or not? He's like, no, I was very serious about that joke. Don't say that again.
Right. Oh,
so there's a lot coming out of it, but it was it's very rare that one, people let themselves get roasted and two, in this day and age, that the roast was so just nothing was off limits.
Yeah.
Like everyone's very scared to say anything about anyone or any topic these days because everyone's getting cancelled. But this was like play on for young and old.
What's your favourite roast? Other than that one, can you think of any others that...
Chicken roast.
Yeah.
My favourite roast.
Mine's James Franco. That was
good?
A beauty.
To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of roasts.
They're pretty good.
I would love an AFL roast. Who would we do? Ben Cousins and Wayne Carey probably. And Fev. Are the three?
Fev would probably take it the best and given his radio history would be able to dish it back out pretty well, I think. Ben Cousins and Wayne are an obvious choice because, I mean, material.
The Wayne stuff would write itself.
Yeah.
Back sore, Panadol.
Oh, I mean, I can already think of...
Yeah, I got a nose headache. Wink, wink.
Correct. I don't know. I like... Okay, so with Tom Brady, though, he's a pretty inoffensive guy, realistically.
He's pretty plain.
So we don't have to go for someone in the AFL that's,
Mark
controversial.
Robinson. he would get
Imagine
lit
that.
up like a Christmas tree old Mark. He wouldn't take it well, though.
No, which would be
Awesome to
the
see.
best
Jared
television.
Waitley.
Just smash him.
I'd slaughter him. He'd be great. He would be good. We needed. Yeah, I think the AFL will never do it. We're too scared to do stuff like that.
Cornsey?
He had a big week, Cornsey.
He did.
That guy had a big week. He just came out and took over the worst call of the year from Sam McClure, which we have definitely awarded him that. Sam McClure, the week before, said something about how he only wanted to give families 4 weeks' notice for the fixturing, so that was enough time for them to get their flights and work out with the kids and find the money because times are tough.
Yeah.
You know?
You
times
only
are
need
tough.
4 weeks, though. That's it.
So he said, I'm only giving you guys 4 weeks. Then Kane came out and just said some and I get what he's doing, but no one liked it. I don't think one person agreed with it.
Mm-hmm.
He said that if Harley Reid wants to get to being the best player in the league and compare him to Nick Dacos, then he'd have to pretty much never cramp again, which is just a horrendous call. Like, that is just so outlandish from a bloke who's been in the system for 6 months. We know that he lived 2.5 hours from training during his draft year, so he did a lot of training by himself to then come out and say this one isolated clip late in the game off the back of a week of not playing to be like, nah, I don't like that he cramps. I fucking hated it. I hated it. So, and Kane has been very good on his calls lately. Mm-hmm. This year, I feel like Kane's actually been on point with some stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have agreed with him. But this one, I was like, you're fucking losing it a little bit.
Yeah.
That was just not on.
We got to get. There will be someone out here. If you can do me a favour and try and find footage of Kane cramping at some point.
Would be. I think next week what we do is what have been the worst calls of the year so far by journos?
Mid-season awards.
Mid-season awards, because
Yeah.
we are going to do. Thank you for reminding me. We're going to do an end of season awards at the grand final breakfast, and one of the awards is worst take of the year award.
Brilliant.
And Kane, I actually would. You know, we take the piss out of Kane, but it's all. We have fun here.
Oh,
We have fun. Sure, I called Tammy Hembrow. Now, do I mean it? Yes. Would she ever be invited on the show? No. But we have fun here.
We enjoy
We
ourselves.
do. Who else? Sure, Stephen Quartermain. Would I invite him on the show? Absolutely not. But he's welcome to the award show. He actually said something funny about the media and Draper, but I don't want to talk about him anymore. So what we're saying is, Kane, very lighthearted. I'd love to invite him to the award show
yeah.
at the end of the year, if he does win that, but who knows. Worst take. I just randomly thought about, because I'm thinking about my next meeting after this. I want to play some sport. Okay. Now, I don't want to play in a team because we know I don't like playing, but what's like the best thing that you can do sport-wise by yourself? Mine's going to the range and hitting 100 balls, but I could imagine that people would like shooting hoops, kicking the footies, just kicking for goal with a footy, soccer penalty.
Yep.
What else could you do?
It's a tough one. Well, I think we can all agree with the footy, you need someone to kick it back, especially you, because you'd be
A lot of effort.
bombing them from, 100 out.
I mean, solo kicking a footy on the footy field is so fun for like 5 minutes, and then you're like, yeah, this is not fun anymore.
Nah. I've never done it, but I could imagine.
Reeks, hold on, before you say it, reeks of someone who's definitely done it. I've never put a hemorrhoid back up my bum, but apparently a mate said
that you actually have to lie on your back with your legs in the air.
But he said, go see the doctor, put your legs like slinkies.
No. I've never done it because I don't actually think it would even be in Melbourne, but there could be one. A baseball batting cage where the ball flies out at you.
There would definitely be one.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be fun. There'd definitely be one.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, but there you go.
I think we got to, on our YouTube as well, we're going to do some vlogs. I think we should get people to send in stuff they want us to do, like cool stuff.
Laser tag.
I haven't done laser tag in a long time. I like go-karting.
I'll save that for another time, but I was in the Tasmanian state team for laser tag.
Okay, we're just not going to skip over that. How the fuck do you even get involved in that?
Every Monday night, me and my best mate would go to training. My name was Sergeant Four-Leaf Tayback.
Man, you amaze me every episode we come on here. So you've done your knee playing Quidditch, and now you're in the state Tassie national laser tag team.
Correct. Played with some of the all-time great shooters. There was Sleepy. Sleepy got his name because he was so tired one tournament he fell asleep in the maze. My favourite was Veg. He was a real unit. He get this from Veg. He would run to training, but he definitely just parked his car and ran up the stairs.
That's great.
But he wore full skins. full body skins. Do you know why? Because he had a theory that because he sweats quite a lot when he's in there, that the lasers would bounce off the sweat and onto the sensor pads. So he'd go full skins.
That's great.
Yeah, some real characters in there.
So it was all happening down in Tassie, wasn't it?
Oh, it went off Zone 3. It's still there.
Wow.
The Zone 3 maze. It's a good one.
Did you have like I don't know if they do this in the army. I'm sure they do, but like you have tags of like confirmed kills. You'd have like 1,000.
I had like a spreadsheet of
how many you take? Yeah,
but
Kevin.
Keep in mind all the packs were named after it was like Cinderella, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Tigger.
That's great. That's great. You amaze me, mate. You amaze. Just that story of laser skirmish reminds me. This one time we went to the Gold Coast. Another team bonding thing we did when we were losing so much. Bluey was like, guys, we're not going to do the review. Get on the buses. There were 2 buses at the front of the club. We get in the buses. We go out to paintball.
Fun.
It's fun. So we're all in camo and all got like the masks on. So you don't really know who was who.
Yeah.
But then there was one assistant coach who was like really big. So you definitely knew it was him. Anyway, when you spread out and you find each other, you do what you want. And it was not like, laser tag. Hey, you got me. I'm lit up now. Just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away here. This was like, everyone was like, every man for himself. If you get done, we're going to keep going for you. And normally, I think in paper, when you get hit, you put your hands up and you walk through and no one can hit you.
Yeah.
I got this one guy, this coach. I found him and he really had it in for me all year. Tensions were high and he couldn't move that much. But he was in one of like the a concrete tunnel.
Right, yeah.
You know the concrete big tunnels?
Sure.
And there was like a hill over it. So he was hiding in there. He obviously didn't want to be part of it. Found him. Just fucking lit him up like 40 times. It was amazing.
And it hurts too.
It stings so much.
Yeah.
Stings so much. I don't mess with paintball.
No.
Paintball, no thank you.
Lasers maybe, but paintball, no.
Lasers. I think he definitely knew it was me. I was like 6'7", like the only bloke who was probably looking like me.
Yeah, that's true.
Seeing this a lot on socials. I don't know if it's to do with my algorithm, but there's like a big discussion about which is the biggest code in Australia right now. Is it AFL or NRL?
A-League.
Now for me, it's sorry?
A-League.
Is A-League still going?
It's still on.
Jeez. The only thing that is good about A-League at the moment is the violinist.
Yeah, she's
She's great. Yeah, it's Danny Ricciardo's sister. I swear to God, I just made that up and I don't know why. I have no idea why I made it. Is it?
No, I don't think so.
That's a complete lie. I made that up on the spot.
That's quite worrying from you. I didn't know you could lie that easily.
I think it actually could be. Can you Google it? Why did I say that?
So there's something in you.
I either met someone at an event on the weekend that said Danny Ricciardo's sister was a violinist or maybe catering, and now I've kind of connected the two. I'm not sure.
Hang on. He's either a violinist or in catering.
It's one of the two. I'm not sure.
Okay. You
Okay,
continue.
cool. Anyway, the argument is at the moment in the codes of around Australia is AFL or NRL the biggest sport in Australia? And to me, this is just a non-event. It's the AFL by an absolute mile. The NRL gets 135,000 to a round of football. The AFL gets 403,000. We play in every state and territory. We could take our game to any stadium in Australia and we would sell it out. I wouldn't even know an NRL player if they came up in the street and tackled me. Wouldn't know them at all. So let's just put this debate to bed that the NRL is look, if you like blokes running each other flat out, then that's the sport for you. But AFL is the biggest sport in Australia. It's not even close.
I'm just going to say I've found a little bit more on this matter.
Daniel Ricciardo's sister, isn't it?
It's absolutely not Daniel Ricciardo's sister. Someone just did a meme saying, shit, she looks a lot like Daniel Ricciardo.
That's it then. That's what I found.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at that, man. Honestly, I know we spoke about it last week or the week before. I think all these AFL concussions are starting to catch up with me.
VFL.
I'm getting concerned. VFL concussions. Yeah, very much VFL.
Sorry, I tuned out for a little bit of that while
I was just saying that
there's
AFL 's
absolutely no
it's a
questions
non-argument,
asked.
is it?
No, it's just not.
I
All
don't know.
states covered.
Yeah.
All.
I don't know who likes rugby. Like, not even taking the piss down. I know people like rugby, obviously, but I don't have one in my friendship group that is like, oh, do you want to watch the fucking Titans game?
Put it this way: when you go to the corner, you will see. Okay, I was there on Sunday, for example. I saw Victory fans, City fans, Melbourne Vixen fans, obviously Dogs, Richmond Freo. It's kind of all bases covered, and I don't know whether or not the Storm were playing or the Rebels were playing, but I've never been to the corner and have seen Storm fans or Rebel fans.
No.
It's just
they're non-existent.
Yeah.
They're not around here. Like, if you see AFL players out and about, whether it be in any state, you're probably like, hey, I know that one. Like,
Sure.
obviously you won't know all of them, but if you see that some are recognisable, NRL wouldn't know them. Wouldn't know them at all if they came in the studio and said, hey, I'm Billy Slater.
I've got a great game we could play. Let's organise it to get people to come in, like a lineup, and we play, is it a bouncer or an NRL player?
I like that, yes.
And you have to go through and
Yeah.
pick if you
Or the
think
same game you
a
could play with that
security guard.
is he 13 or 48 with some of
Yeah.
the Islanders. They
That's
come and play
true.
for him. Like, they are big boys.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I think regardless of the argument between AFL and NRL, the one thing we can come together and agree on and shake hands is that the fact Gold Coast Titans are shit. That's the one thing we would all agree on.
Did I hear right? There was a period of time where they were actively asking for sponsors, which I don't think that happens a lot in professional sport.
No.
Sponsors would come to them and,
That's how bad they are. Again, I don't know what's happening in that fixture or the results or how they're going, but I think that they would be the worst team in the league. And that's off no even
Let me look at
notion
the-
of how they're going right now. But I'm going to call it the worst team in the league.
yeah, they've won one game.
Of course they have. Yeah, because the Gold Coast Titans. Great. Let's get into some footy. Let's go around the grounds in the news. And we see here that Libba has been asked to take an indefinite leave of football. So, 4th concussion in 22 games. His 5th concussion, we think, confirmed of his career. So, they have asked him to just take a spell, probably, I'm going to say, for a month now, given he's had 2 in the last 3 weeks or 2 in the last month at least. And now people are coming out and saying, well, the stuff with Brayshaw happened and he had such a big contract that the AFL or AFL clubs should be liable for signing these players given their history of concussions. So if you sign a player who is shown or has shown to have a history of concussions, then you are not going to be liable to pay out his contract should he have a career-ending injury through concussions.
So you take, like, I don't know, who's a recent one that would have been on the move? Oh, like when Paddy McCartan went to the Swans.
Yeah. So they're pretty much saying that to the Swans, like, hey, you cannot sign this guy to a long contract.
Yeah, okay.
Or giving that advice. Or I don't know how it would work and who would pay out the contract. But if you do, maybe it's an agreement between the player management player and the club that, hey, we'll sign you for 6 years. But if you do get a concussion, heaven forbid, and you can't see out this contract, then we will only pay you X amount of your contract out. Which is, the AFL has taken a massive stand on CTE. We can see it with the Callum Brown stuff. We know that they're very much aware that there is a huge, and guys, like, seriously again, there is a massive lawsuit coming from the AFL. Like, behind the scenes, there is very much players lining up to being like, no, my CTE is very real. I'm coming and I'm going to clean you for everything you've got.
So what's that? Is it a civil suit when a bunch of people will get
It'd
together?
be a civil
and-
lawsuit, yeah.
So,
Yeah. And you'd have to be like, the lawyers as well, representing them, you have to be super confident that you've got a case. And I think a lot of these players would be super confident that, I've had a concussion and you've sent me back out there. Now you got all these tests. Well, when I was back there, you said, hey, you okay? Follow the fingers across the eyes, get back out there. Like, you have a duty of care to me. You're sending me back out there because a bunch of guys at the corner are happy and having beers that were playing a game of football, but I can't remember what happened last week.
Yeah. And there is a case there, considering it's not happened before, right? So there would be a mountain of evidence, where clubs and officials have got things wrong since the dawn of time.
100%. I think if players really want, it's such a long process, but if players really wanted to go back and say, no, I remember this concussion. No, I remember, like for me, I remember the 40 injections I had in my last year at Carlton, which is now, and I can run. I'm very lucky that I have a body that can still do stuff, but for me, having 40 injections in my left Achilles and now wondering, hey, sometimes why is my left Achilles sore after a 5K run? Like, that's obviously something there. But for players with much more serious injuries like head injuries and like, I feel shit, my mental health has taken a drop because of this. I can't concentrate properly. I can't remember things. Very much a case to be like, no, I'm not going to accept this. You've altered my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the AFL are super aware, and that's why we see the tribunal hearings are so harsh on Callum Brown, like I probably just said. And the Libba stuff here is like, take a break.
Yeah.
Everyone take a break. I love this from Jacob Reading. He has said, me and the dogs at the Blues, we sticking together because the premiership window, we're in it, and she's open, and I could get more money elsewhere, but I'm going to stay here with my dogs. I'm staying here with Cripper, Charlie, and Harry. He is out of captain he's out of contract at the end of next year, and he has said that no, me and the boys, we have sat down And we've looked at how other clubs do this thing and how they build it. And what they do is they stay together, obviously, over a period of time. He came out and said that part of the capacity of the group is to sacrifice, or they want to sacrifice in terms of money in order to keep talent within the club, while also attracting new players from rival clubs. Weeders said there is the ability for players to understand that money is a big part of what we do because it is our job and it makes a living for us, but we also have to keep them, the team, all happy and together. If we can do that, it's a big part of trying to win a premiership. We have some terrific guys at all levels and ages. Hopefully, if we can keep this group together, we will be in the window for a while. Then we give ourselves a chance to win one. He's saying, fuck that cash. Give me a flag and then I'll bounce.
Who needs Viagra for you when you've got quotes like that?
Hearing Weeders say that just draws so much blood to the right areas.
I love the picture in my head. They're at a really beautiful Italian restaurant on Lygon Street, and you've just got the spine
Sitting there.
or walking in, sitting around a circle table,
Sitting there.
all just looking at each other, going, "Are we doing this?"
Sitting there. You know what? I've experienced not this because I was never that good.
Sure.
The sons are like, oh, guys, are we going to stick around or not? They're like, yeah, you're not on that. You were in different tax brackets, buddy. Like, you don't need to worry about if we're sticking around or not. But I remember the opposite happened at the Suns. Exodus year. It probably would have been when everyone started leaving. So when the first domino fell, I think Caddy or Pressy would have been the first one to go, and that then spiraled out of control. But in between that period, instead of this where everyone's like, hey, let's stick around, it was very much like are you going? Are you staying? And it was like, no, we're all going in the year. Like, we are all bouncing at this joint. And literally every player that was out of contract was like, not happening. I'm not staying here. That was depressing. So I love this from Wes. I love that he's like, I'm staying for a premiership. And there's a pact there from the Blues to be like, let's win a flag here.
Yeah.
Let's win a flag here. If we could actually win a flag, that'd be good. I would love to see one. As I get older and as I go to more games, I'm very much coming to an acceptance that I might not ever see a Blues premiership.
It's so funny that you've only been a Blues fan for a couple of years.
No,
That's
it's
the
in my blood.
thing.
It's in my DNA, mate. My dad played there back in the 70s. Macalinge. He was Italian, mate.
Was he?
Yep.
Michael Gringer.
Michael Gullinger, I very am coming to acceptance, and it's okay that I'll never see a Blues flag.
Is it?
I think as Blues fans, we have to make peace with that fact that it won't happen.
I think it will. It'll happen in your lifetime.
When do you reckon?
I'm a little worried about what's
When was
going
your last one again? 67?
66 or 97, depending
97,
on
no, you just bought a fake shirt off Temu.
off Timu.
I haven't been on Temu. Temu good.
Maybe we should have a look.
Yeah, I want to go on Temu. I need some stuff. What else has been happening? Sammy Draper has been cancelled from his own podcast for 4 weeks now. It takes a monumental effort to get cancelled from your own platform. I mean, I'm just thinking about if we would ever get cancelled, I'd probably just rock up still and keep doing this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wayne's done that.
Yeah.
Wayno has done that. So Drapes apparently wanted to keep doing the podcast, but the Bombers won't let him. They went back and forth, had an argument. Drapes' management stepped in and said, listen, let's come to an agreement that he'll take a 4-week hiatus from this thing. Which is just, I mean, I don't like it. I really don't. But the media asks for people to have more flair and personality and be more outspoken. Now, I understand that his words and his topic were probably a bit rogue, but let him speak. Free Draper. We need more of that in the league to spice things up a bit. We need a bit of spice. We find that the media are actually sometimes not even talking about the game, but fighting between themselves, and that's the most entertaining thing. Let's get some players barking at each other. More bark. I need more bark.
I said this last episode. I love personality and I love what Drapes does, but I just don't see the point in pretending to be a journalist. I think that if he was saying something about an experience that he's had, or if he wanted to say, yeah, one of my best mates plays for the Bulldogs. He has told me that he is leaving. Totally different.
You know what?
But not just speculating because that's what journalists like. It just I'm not into it. But that's just me.
I mean, I would never pretend to be Damien Barrett. That doesn't seem like a gag that I want to go into. But I'm with you. I think even if you did know that a player was leaving and it was your mate, you probably wouldn't be putting it on your podcast. Now, I have no allegiance to anyone. And I do know that players are thinking about leaving the Bulldogs.
Of course they are.
That scares me saying that out loud. Nah, fuck it. Let it fly.
But here's the thing, Drapes. looking at you, you need a team around you before the
You need a team.
podcast comes out.
See, you need a team like this. This is how good Ollie is around us.
Yeah.
Ready? Ollie, I could say Luke Beveridge is and he'll beep that out, won't he?
That's done.
Yep.
You won't
Look,
ever
I'll do
know.
it again. Beep that bit out, actually. That one, I'm not sure if you will, but I'm telling you right now to beep that one out. We could say that Luke Beveridge.
Yeah. And you won't ever know what we said.
No.
Because I've got a team around us
That
of
protect our
producers.
words.
So if you want to do that, then you
Yeah.
hand Essendon the podcast and say, just listen through,
Yeah.
make sure you're cool with it. Then everyone's job's safe.
Everyone's safe.
happy.
Then you got a team around you. I don't know why this reminded me of that, but actually, I'm not going to tell that story. I can't say that. No, I'm not saying that. Hey, the AFL is pushing for premiership players to get an AFL ring, and I don't like it at all. So we already have that every player who wins a flag gets a medal. The AFL wants to give a premiership ring to the players that play throughout the season. I think they're thinking one game. So if you play one game, you get a ring. If you play in the grand final, you get a medal and a ring. If you're part of the club staff or in any role associated within the football club, you get a altered version of the big ring.
I love it.
I fucking hate it. It is horrible. It's so Americanized. Like, let's bring in some touchdowns then. Let's bring in cheerleaders. Yeah, want to do that?
Well-
let's bring in fucking hot dog stands and big fucking jugs of beer.
We do all that all the time anyway. We Americanize everything, Dan. So I don't see a problem with it until you said that staff members get a ring. Could you imagine rolling around the office?
Honestly, if the Blues were close to winning a flag, I'd say, hey, I'll take any role in this club.
Yeah.
I will wash the boys' boots.
Imagine being the game day events coordinator and you're rolling around with the biggest ring you've ever seen.
Oh, imagine that. And it's a huge ring as well.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Like, why can't we just have something that's not Americanized? Like, is there a reason why we're doing it? Like, the grand final is looking more and more like a Super Bowl, just minus the actual quality of performers.
Performers, yeah.
Like, we even tried moving it to a night grand final.
So that's what I mean. We tried Americanizing that. The fact that we've got entertainment in general is quite American. I feel like the latest teams to join the league, including the Tasmania Devils, they feel very American as it is. The colours, the logos, the artwork. I don't know.
So just on that, you have said that the last 3 teams coming to the league look like American teams.
Absolutely. If you think about it. Like certainly the Tasmania Devils logo looks like nothing. It just certainly doesn't look like the Carlton badge or the St Kilda badge or
The Suns, yeah.
The Suns, Giants, they've got fresh new colours. They feel incredibly American to me, so I don't have a problem with it. You don't have to wear one.
I don't think a player would wear it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't wear it. I'd sell it.
Give me 3 players that would wear one. I'm going to give you straight away.
Go.
Jack Ginnivan. He'd wear one.
That strikes me as he would wear one.
He
for sure.
would wear one.
But it's no one will wear it. No one will wear it.
Baz Lenker,
It would
wear one.
stick. He's a legend. It would stay in your top drawer next to your bed. No one would wear it.
Imagine using it.
I'd sell it for sure. I'd go to Cashies and bank it in.
Yeah.
I'd take $1,000 for it. It's worth 50. Give me 1,000. Call quits. And don't attach my name to it at all ever.
Imagine using it to propose with.
The paper. You could pawn it. I don't like it. Hopefully they don't do it. I don't know if they're going to, but who knows. During the week, we found out that Adelaide apparently made a play for danger. At the start of the year, it's come out. It was whispers initially that he wanted to go back to Adelaide, but we found out that those whispers were of the Chinese variety. Mitch Cleary was at the end of a Chinese table. They opened up their fortune cookies. They said, let's play a Chinese whispers game. Came back to Mitch Cleary at the end, and it was just totally wrong. So, yeah, look. Not going to happen. 34-year-old, bad hammies, moved to Geelong to get out of Adelaide. Mm-hmm. His next football club will be in the Barwon Footy League. Like, he's not going to play elsewhere out of Geelong.
No, that's fair enough.
Actually, he wouldn't even play AFL again. He's going to go straight in special comments. Is he good on the comments? Do we know?
Yeah, I like him. I think he speaks incredibly well. He'll have a long future.
He's just
in
a
that world.
platypus, eh?
Talk to me.
Protecting species.
Yeah.
I would love just the roguest person to go in the commentary box and just shake things up. I'm still convinced we need like a press red for an alternate commentary team.
Oh, yeah.
I think what KO would need to do is like, if you don't want to listen to the traditional media, you should, flick us on or something like that.
Like, did you ever do that as a kid? Listen to Roy and Nat Sheep?
No, I've heard, but they were good.
They were great. The Festival of the Boot was hilarious.
Really?
It was
I remember Press Red for Ed.
And what, Maguire rocked up.
Do you remember Press Red for Ed? Man, on Foxtel, you used to press red when, I think it was a Pies game, and it'd be the commentary box, but it was Ed and like Collingwood legends
Excellent.
in a visually Collingwood box calling the game, and he'd lose his shit.
That's so good.
It was unreal.
And it just sounds good too.
It was,
Press Red for
I'd
Ed.
love to do that. We might look at it next year. We're doing some things. I think next year we try and stream like our reactions to the games.
Yeah.
Like St Kilda games and Carlton.
Sorry, I've just thought of one.
Okay, go.
Press orange for Gorange.
Great. Perfect, see?
Writes itself.
Marketing doesn't even have to think about it. It's just a legal thing now.
Yeah, now we just need to do it.
I mean, I could see us getting very vocal and like it would get out of hand quickly.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's
I'd be
okay.
naked by halftime at most games, celebrating.
Not mentioning it though.
And then
just
crying.
sitting there.
Yeah. Speaking still on the Cats, Tyson Stengel is looking for a bag, not the one that got him sacked, a new contract bag. Now, this is interesting. Eddie Betts' wife handles all their affairs. Now, she's not a AFL player, an AFL credited manager, but she looks after Eddie's contract with Fox Footy.
Right.
And now is being, I don't know what the word is, granted, I'd say, to look after Tyson's contract.
She's not a financial advisor
Nope.
or a... She's just good with
She's just Eddie's wife, really.
Fair enough.
And she must be good at it because she's, I mean, I'd find that very hard just to be like, hey, I'm just Eddie's, my name is Annie, and he would like 800.
Yeah.
Does that sound good to you guys or like lower?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
we can
reckon?
go lower.
We can go way lower. I just thought I'd start high and then come back down.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Yeah. But I think she negotiated his last one, but he's now, obviously his value's gone through the roof. So he'd be looking at a big contract right now, and Annie's going to go in there to bet for him. 25 years old, probably looking at 800K a year.
Wow. Yeah.
At Geelong, I'm thinking if anyone, I think there's been some whispers, not of the Chinese variety, that he is a bit over the small town. And would like to go to the bright lights.
What, like Adelaide?
Yeah, I think he wants to move into inner city Melbourne.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There'd be a few places that he'd be bloody good for Collingwood.
Don't say that. If they get any more players, they can't. I'm
Or
salary
Carlton.
cap.
You'd need a
Well, you know
nice
what?
little
Carlton
small
do
forward.
need some real pace. That's what
Yeah.
the one thing we do lack up in that forward line is like small pace.
Yeah. Small pace.
But we're
Yeah.
going to get Will Hayward, they reckon.
That's true.
Allegedly. So Tyson Stengel should have a contract either at Geelong or elsewhere very, very soon. And this one, which raised a lot of eyebrows in the AFL world, is that Rory Lobb could be on his way to his fourth footy club with the Magpies leading the charge to reach out to his management and say, hey, get yourself at that kennel because you don't have a dog in you at all. How did Magpie colours look on you? They want him bad. Makes sense to me. I mean, I didn't really think he'd be good at the doggies anyway. I don't think he would fit in at all with that lineup, but I think the Magpies make sense to me.
What an interesting career he'd have. How many clubs do you have to be at before you're a journeyman? Would you say 3?
Yeah, 3's a journeyman.
So what's 4? That's just like
Just battler at that point.
he's just hanging on.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. It's a good effort to go to 4 clubs.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Did Tom Hickey do it?
Tom Hickey did do it. Mm-hmm. Gold
Yeah.
Coast, St Kilda, Freo.
Sydney.
Sorry, not Freo, West Coast, Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good effort. I think Rory Lobb would be actually decent at the Magpies. I think Mychek needs a hand. Mason Cox is 33. You'd think Mason, this would be his last year. I can't see Mason, wanting to stick around and potentially maybe play AFL next year. I think he'd very much be like, hey, I'm 33. I'm American. Going to go back to the state, you know?
That's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I don't know what from me. I'm 33 and I'm American.
Hey, guys.
And then go, we totally
Yeah.
understand.
I'm 33, I'm American. I already got a premiership. I really don't want to play a VFL. I'm happy to go and do whatever's next. And he'll do media or something like
for
that.
sure.
He will. He strikes me as a media head. So I don't mind the lob to Collingwood if it does happen. They need another tool up there for sure. I just would love right now with all this talk happening that if the AFL... Like right now, imagine if you had a mid-season trade period where you say, hey, from rounds 9 to 11, start wheeling, start dealing, start slinging. Who do you want? Where do you want them to go? Start moving chess pieces around because we know that Rioli is talking to the Suns, allegedly. Met with Dimmer at Dimmer's Special Cafe. Dimmer has a special cafe up there.
So creepy.
It is. Burley Beach Club. Baker wants to go to the West Coast. Lob Collingwood just spoke about, and we know that Dusty, as I've already confirmed, will play his 300th game for the Tigers, then bounce out of there, probably to the Suns.
It's going to be that mid-season trade idea is going to revolutionise things. Like, so you look at the ladder now, and you go, Essendon probably wouldn't have thought by this point they'd be fifth.
Nope.
And so if you sort of thought, well, just jump on them, it would be a game changer. It'd be huge.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for the league. Everyone's like, but it's going to be so hard, logistically hard. Just put them in a hotel for 2 months.
Yeah.
Let them go. They're going to be fine. They can work out in the off season. But I really would love. I think it comes in next year. We're doing it. Even North could go fishing, like if it happened right now.
Totally.
They could go and just get some players and become dogs. But who knows? It'll come next year. Let's quickly, before we get into our picks for the round. The Gatorade Team of the Year, or the Gatorade Lids Off Team of the Year update. Now, this is a team that you guys select each week. We put up some players, you put them in. They all get a DDF Gatorade blazer at the end of the year as part of being part of this special team. Now, I understand that the team is very mid-focused, so this week, your dad's stepping in and saying it's rucks only being nominated. We need a ruckman because at the moment we have Matt Rao, Wanganeen Miller, Rosie, Jeremy Cameron, Harley Reid, Sarong, Merritt, and Nick Dacos.
It's a bloody good team.
It's a great team. Got to need someone to ruck.
Yeah.
So this week, let's play that one ruckman has a good round of football, or 4 would be good.
Yeah, 4 to choose from.
Let's pray that Goldie has a down week because that would be hard. It'd be a bitter pill to swallow after swallowing a footy.
That would just be the most beautiful serendipity, just the full circle moment. I'd love that.
It would be, yeah, it'd be a lot. So I don't know.
Because you'd present the blazer to him, I'm assuming.
Fuck no. No way. I'd
just get AI to do that.
Get someone to Uber it out to him. Yeah. All right, let's get into our picks for the week. Tonight, Carlton v Melbourne, and I'm calling it. If Carlton lose this game, I'll do the next pod in a full clown outfit. Shoes, wig, red nose, makeup. Because they're clowning me at the moment. At this point, it's fine. Because I thought you'd be good this year, and now we're going to lose 3 in a row. Blues are $2 to win this game. Melbourne $1.78. The line is 2.5 points. And Melbourne, I know you guys have had trouble selling this thing out. Let the biggest show in town help you out. We'll sell it out for you. Probably, what are we thinking, 80K?
Oh, you'd imagine it'd be close to
80K there. And it's for the Melbourne revenge game. Last year, the semi-final. Blues in what was the best game of my life. The joint was rocking. I actually thought the G was about to just crumble to its foundations when Akers kicked that goal. So a real revenge game for the Ds, and Blues need to try again. And this game, a win here would make a statement back to the league. That, hey, we're missing a few soldiers here, but we're still very much a juggernaut in this thing. Speaking of soldiers, there is a bit of a cavalry arriving for the Blues. We know that Zach Williams came off halfway through the last game. I think it was a calf or a hammy. He's a test to play. Brackets McGovern. Here's a chance to come back in. He's a test. Marchbank is a test. And Jack Martin is also a test. If they're all 60, 70%, I say bring him back in.
60%.
Jack, maybe not. The other ones are fine at 67%. Jack Martin is the one concern.
Yeah, okay.
His hammies are very much made of paper mache. But my feeling is on him, he's going to injure himself anyway. Just let him do it in the seniors.
I love the way you said that.
Yeah.
Paper mache.
Paper mache. Let's let him tear his hammies off the bone, playing a quarter of footy in the ones.
If it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. But you bring in Brackets and Marchbank into that backline. That I think Weeders would feel better with that backline around him. I just feel like Weeders at the moment doesn't really trust what's around him. I think he plays better with McGovern there. Marchbank also would play a role as that floating defender. I think Weedering would feel and play a lot better with those two around him.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're right. Blues, we know, are coming off a noble loss last week, regardless of who you go for and how you want to view it. I think we can all agree that the Blues were very competitive in dying circumstances. A lot of the team was out, so I think they got a lot of respect last week still. And the D's beat the unbeaten Cats, which was probably a bit of a surprise to everyone. So if the Blues do lose this, it's going to be pretty hard on the fans. I think it would be shades of last year again.
It's happening again kind of vibe.
I don't want to say it, but it's a bad month. We know it's been a hard month. We're halfway through the torture run of games. So I think, and I hope the Blues do get a win here. The defense is the best defense going against the third best attack. Really May nullifies Harry or Charlie and then Lever against the other one. And we know that the Ds are very good at making you play slow footy so they can intercept. And the Blues aren't really moving the ball at all. They can't move anything off the line at the moment. It looks really, really slow. So it'll be a good game, whoever comes out on top. But I do think, and just because I can't tip against them, probably the only reason why I'm tipping in Blues.
Fair enough. I appreciate your honesty. It is going to be it'll be a game of violent chess, is the way I say this one.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a game of violent chess, and I'm going to go the Ds, unfortunately.
That hurts a little bit deep down. That's okay.
That's all right.
Now, this is a weird thing we have this week. We have 2 games on Friday, and I get AFL that it is Mother's Day, and I understand what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make sure that everyone can see their mum and, oh, Mummy, I love you so much. Here are some flowies. I love that you guys are doing that. We all love our mums.
Yeah.
You know, they birthed us. They nurtured us. They drove us to training. They drove us to work. They are the best things in the world. But Mum, the fucking footy's on. And on Friday night, after I finish a long, hard day at work, I want to go and sit on the couch for 4 hours and say, I'm not moving. Oh, there's a 6-pack in the fridge. Yes, please. Bring it to Dad.
Okay, so hang on. You're talking to your mum and now your dad, and then you...
Regardless, I don't like 2 games on Friday night.
Okay.
I like Friday night being an exclusive one-game-only show. Now you give me 2 games, too much footy on Friday night. I got to flick now. Now I'm flicking. Great. First game on Friday, prime time in Geelong. The town will be buzzing because there's fuck all to do there. Geelong v Port. Geelong $1.28. Port $3.70. The line is 23.5 here.
Ew.
That looks like a big line to me. At first glance, that looks like a big line.
Like a big one.
Ken on the ropes. The Port fans want him gone. They are over him in Adelaide. The Pear Farmers they are turning up the stadium, ripping the soil out and saying, Ken, don't like you no more. You're keeping Josh Carr's seat warm. And I heard a whisper that Ken is thinking about playing Connor Rozee again. He said, mate, his hammy isn't completely off the bone yet. I won't rest until that thing tears off the bone.
He'll do it himself if it doesn't happen.
He will. So
he'll tear
Ken,
it off.
Connor Rozee is a massive chance to play under Ken's watch.
That is just ridiculous.
Which is huge. So look for Connor being selected here. And it's surprisingly now, if the Power do lose this, they'd be outside the 8. And given that they haven't had a bad run of injuries, I find that very surprising. And it would really be, given the way the season's going, there's so many good teams.
Yeah.
It'd be a good fight to get back into this 8 once you're out of it, regardless of who you are at the moment.
Absolutely. Even if we look underneath Port Adelaide, so Carlton's on the same amount of wins with 5. Collingwood's just underneath them with 4. So you know they're coming. Gold Coast can do anything. Adelaide are on a tear. Brisbane not far behind that either. So you a little slip up and it's
if you're not in the top 4 at the turn, say round 11's the turn.
Yep.
Then you're literally any given week in trouble of making finals.
Yeah.
5th to 10th or 11th is just a fight, an absolute scrap. And Port will find themselves in that scrap, I think. Cats are playing back at home. They haven't been at home for a month, which is just wild considering that they have been in Melbourne for 2 or 3 weeks. So they're finally back home. So as we said, I don't know what to do in Geelong. What is there in Geelong?
There's not much. There's
strippers?
Is there? I don't know.
I don't feel like Geelong would be a stripper town.
No.
I think it'd be very frowned upon. You can see your grandpa, your
There's
grandma.
something about bins in Geelong, I've been told. Did they create wheelie bins?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think that I've heard something like that.
Wow.
And get this, I've had a text message from my mate who sells tequila.
Legend.
Chin Chin
Yeah.
at GMHBA Stadium has put an order in for Casa Azul.
Oh, they're celebrating. Tom Hawkins, game 355. That's why they're doing it.
Wheel out the big tequila.
Wow. And the oysters.
And the oysters.
So they're going oysters and tequila crazy up there. They're confident.
Okay, now I do want to go.
Wow. No, I kind of want to go now.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to celebrate it. So the Cats know what's up.
Yeah.
They know what's going to happen here. They're ordering tequila.
And not tequila, the best tequila. Casa Azul.
Top of the line tequila on a Wednesday arvo are party time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're partying. We're celebrating. We're going to wipe the floor with fucking Port Adelaide. That's what that mindset is. I love it. Cats by 100.
Yeah,
just
I'm
on
with
that.
you. Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. My only concern with the Cats is, and we've been saying it from the start, that I do feel like once you've been playing such good football for 2 months that you will get a fatigue. Mm-hmm. It's only natural. You can't stay that high the whole time.
There's a difference though between feeling fatigued and then just slipping up in a game. So,
True.
let's say just hypothetically their slip up was last week, then they're back to business. And I don't like either Adelaide Crows or Port Adelaide at GMHBA Stadium.
You have a real vendetta against Adelaide teams in Geelong, don't you?
No, I like that
We
they
know
go
you hate
there.
Adelaide, mate. It's just an Adelaide thing. Just
The
say it.
dimensions don't play into the hands of Crows or Port. So
Okay.
I think Port will.
Sure. That's your real reason why you don't like Adelaide. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll write that. I just love the fact that, I'd be fatigued as well. Mm-hmm. And maybe my concern for them being fatigued is because they've been up for so long. But if you say to me, hey, boys, there's Casa Azul after the game at Chin Chin, yeah, I'm going to give you 120 minutes of fucking absolutely everything I've got.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I'm getting off my rocket.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Cats by a fair bit in this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I think they cover the line easy. 23.5 is just, I think they smoke them. In the next Friday game, now, to be honest, I did think this game was at Sydney. So I have completely flipped my mindset on this. We spoke about this in the pre-production meeting.
Yeah.
And I absolutely teed off on Freo. And then after my little spell and going off on my tangent, you said, hey, mate, the game's actually in Optus. And I said, okay, I'll pick Freo now. So
I still don't know at what point I can chime in when you're wrong. So I just thought I'd let you have your
you
moment.
let me go for so
shit
long.
at small
in
grounds.
front of everyone as well. I look like a fucking idiot. So this game is at Optus. Sydney are going to Freo. Freo $2.25. Sydney $1.65. The line is a tight one. Small line here, 6.5. Now, this is a Sydney team that have a pack of dogs. Talented dogs, hot dogs. They're good looking, they chirp, and they're just ruthless.
Hot dogs.
Against a team that Freo are very, very under the radar, going well, just bashing teams up in games all the time because they're boring as shit to watch. Now, I actually like it better after my little tangent about how I hated Freo. I like them better at home, given that I think they can spread Sydney here.
Absolutely.
I think the big ground, Sydney on a big ground, you had to think about Adelaide being in Geelong. I think the opposite to Sydney on a big ground. Aesthetically, I don't like them.
Oh, it goes both ways. Can I just say? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we know Freo played the G and just rocked Richmond's shit last week on the big ground. So I am going to say that I think Freo stun the footy world here and get Sydney.
I don't know if it'd be a stun. Would it be a stun? I mean,
Well,
Richmond.
probably not. I put Sydney on top of the ladder.
Yeah, it's true. I'm definitely going Freo.
Freo lost to the West Coast 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
at home.
true.
I think Freo get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
McCartan's out, so that means the big kahuna. Massive nuts, apparently.
Really?
They call him tripod.
Tell me when.
But, yeah, keep going. Yeah, that's how big his balls are.
Shit. And that's one.
Call him the tripod, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, big hoss. Yeah.
Allegedly.
The big kahuna, allegedly. Big kahuna is up and about. Our favourite player. Yeah, along with Mick Millie.
Yep.
Big kahuna is my favourite player.
Wow.
I think that Freo just... I've got to find... Oh, they're not in a graveyard as well. Normally they're in a graveyardish slot. So they put them in Friday Night Lights. They're all stars. How they could not shine? They're all moths. Yeah. Yeah, give me Freo at home.
Done.
Yeah. You going Sydney? Did you tell me who you're going for or
No,
not?
Freo. Yeah.
Cool. I don't like their song though. I think we can work on the song.
Give it the old heave ho.
Hey ho, where to go? We are the free of fuckers. Hawks v. Oh, fucking gross as already just saying that first sentence. Hawks v Saints. Are you doing this game?
No, but see, this again, you thought was at the MCG. This is in Tassie.
Guys, to be honest, in our pre-pod meeting, I got every venue wrong. It's a round of venues that I don't like where the games are at.
There are a few in there, I admit, that you go.
I don't like. Yeah, we'll get through. This is one of them that where's this game at?
This is in Launceston, University of Tasmania Stadium, baby.
Tassie, respect ya. Respect that you're bringing a team into the league. Don't like you playing in Tassie. Even Sicily doesn't like you playing in Tassie.
That's true.
He said that last year.
He did.
Don't like going down there. Hawks and Saints in Tassie. Makes sense. Hawks, $2.48. Saints $1.54. The line is 9.5. They're giving you 9.5 points as favourites.
Do you think generous?
I think that's scary as a Saints fan, only to be giving Hawks 9.5. Hawks are dangerous than they want to be. I mean, they're arse, but they're dangerous arse.
Yeah.
Really dangerous. I think this just
Danger ass.
just looking dangerous. Just looking at this game is an absolute clusterfuck of a game.
Yeah,
It's just, you look at it and go, gross colours on the
busy.
screen. It's
Yeah.
busy on the screen.
It is busy. It's visually noisy for sure.
Visually so noisy. It's like the screens. You know when the screen used to go static but not with colour? It's like that.
And then you've got paddocks in the background.
Yeah.
Wind socks going.
What time's the game?
I think before I check, I think it's like 4:30.
Yeah. But you give that one a miss.
No, earlier 1:45.
145 in Tassie isn't too bad.
No.
I just don't know. I think the Saints, I think we can all agree they have been very disappointing this year. As a Saints man, you could agree on that.
Not
Sorry, farted, burped.
not very disappointing, but
You don't reckon you've been very disappointing, Ollie?
no, I reckon the Dogs game was the only one that I was
Ollie.
really gutted with.
Everything else you've been happy with?
No, I didn't say that. I just don't know if we've been very disappointing. I don't think there's any shame in losing by a couple of points to Geelong in Geelong, same as going down by 1 point to the Giants in Canberra. I think that's all very justified. 10 points, or however many it was against Port Adelaide in Adelaide, that's okay. The Doggies game, that was
the outlier.
That was pretty yuck.
Yeah.
But no, I think
Okay.
they've been okay, but not very disappointing.
Okay, well, they've been pretty mid all year.
Okay.
The Hawks, we know, are in rebuild mode, so no one's really expecting anything out of them. The fact they beat the Doggies last year was probably the best and going to be the highlight of the year.
Yep.
Chol is out again. He hurt his wrist in some extracurricular activities. I think he did at home. It's a busy weekend. He's going to be out, so that forward line probably won't change. I think Mitch Lewis might be back.
Okay.
So that is a big bolster for that forward line against the Saints defense, who probably they could take advantage. Oh no, Dougal Howard's there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell on the weekend against Norfolk that he really changes.
People
things
said
a
that he
little bit.
played better this round because he had a bit of a mare against Port, didn't he?
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, so no, he's shored things up. No, look, I'm feeling pretty confident in the Saints here. I get worried that we want King to have a really big game, but I worry about him in the conditions because if it's windy, then you've got
He's cooked.
Another added layer of something to worry about. But other than that, we should be fine.
This is his second game to locate the big sticks.
Yep.
Didn't find him last week against North. Hawks is his second best opportunity to fill up his bag and kick a few here. So we'd love for him to kick a few because we've been dying for him to rip open a game. It's shades of Gorrin's 2013. Please, mate, you got all the skills. Just rip it apart. They used to say to me. And I was like, I fucking can't do it. I don't know how to do that.
Can't because I
I'm
can't.
very good at not touching the football. And just side note before I pick my winner here, I love Meek Millie. He's my favourite player in the league at the moment.
Wow.
Big Lloyd Meek. Love what he's doing. 109 kegs and just a bundle of muscle. Reminds me of Will Minson. I'll keep saying it. So I would die on the Meek Mill hill.
The Meek Hill.
Yeah.
Very good. So who are you going for?
I'm going to go for... I like the Saints only because the Hawks have been so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 9.5 is actually an insult to the Saints.
Yeah, agreed.
After saying all that. Yeah.
That sounds.
Okay. Big game, big test here for the Essendon Football Club against the Giants. Essendon are $2.31 dogs here against the Giants, who are $1.62. The line is 7.5. Now, last time these two teams played against each other, the Giants beat the piss out of the Bombers by the tune of 126 points.
That's got sort of shades of Elizabeth going on there.
First quarter Elizabeth vibes.
Yeah.
Literally. 126 points is what they got beaten by last time. So redemption game, yes. Also a game where they could say, hey, we're the real deal this year for finals. I know we had a bit of a scare last week, but this game we are definitely going to be in the hunt after it because we're going to beat the Giants. Tom Green out for the Giants hurts them and their inside work, but I don't know who to pick here. I think the Giants are still a little bit too good for the Bombers right now. Callum Brown also missed 3 with his suspension, so I still think with a Green out, a Brown out, the Giants are sneakily still very, very good at football, even though they've had a couple bad weeks.
I'd agree with that.
I don't trust the Bombers at all yet. I didn't trust them after a 6-point win against the Eagles. And I don't know if Drapes comes back in the team. I think Platters has been really good, so they got to keep him. But, yeah.
Giants for mine. I like them at Marvel a lot. Nice, quick footy.
Yeah, Marvel
Yep.
Stadium, they are. True. And I think I just said here that I don't feel like the Bombers actually like Marvel Stadium at all. But you think that it'd be a ground that would they'd actually thrive on, but I feel like they don't like being there.
Was that Baslenka sending you a message?
No, it was an email, unfortunately. Something to do with the house, getting sued for something. Now, these next two games, the next two games we're about to preview is just classic AFL saying, hey, it's Mother's Day or Mother's Day tomorrow, but you're not missing much with these two. Go take your mum out for a nice dinner. We got ya. Richmond versus Western Bulldogs. Richmond $3.29. The Dogs are $1.34. The line is only 19.5. And for a team in Richmond that hasn't kicked over 10 goals in 5 weeks, that's generous to the Doggies. But maybe that also says how arse the Doggies are. So it's a game of like, who knows what will happen here? I think that the Dogs will just smoke them. But if they don't, it's a real fire bevo operation.
Yeah.
Immediately, can we take your key pass back?
Wow.
You're done.
Who would have thought? There just feels like there's been so much confidence within the hierarchy at the Dogs with Bevo for so long now that I haven't been able to picture a time where a mid-season sacking was on the cards, but you're probably right.
I think it'd be a very much a, hey, it's one. Hey, we're not going to sack you, but we would love for you to walk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's come to an agreement that we won't sack you, but you definitely just leave us.
We don't want to do it.
Yeah. Look, I want to keep you.
Yeah, if
I do,
anything.
but the board on my ass about you. So please leave.
Yeah.
I think if they lose this, he literally cannot survive. They've got big raps on Gian Siracusa.
Yes.
They're massive on him at the Doggies.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So clearly.
Huge on him. Huge, like legitimately like massive. Like would love to him. Yeah.
You're getting a bit pumped up
Well,
there.
I've heard things, mate. I've got my whispers there at the Dogs. I know what's happening down there.
You got excited.
All the boys love him. So they're huge on him.
Who doesn't? He's a great character.
He is. So we know what's happening with the Doggies. There's whispers about their players leaving. There's whispers about this pinata, apparently, allegedly, that happened at one of the guys' Bucks. And for the Tigers, they're potentially getting Bolter, Pressia, and Jack Graham back to their team, and they need some soldiers back because they have absolutely no one.
Good ins.
But I mean, you could bring Kevin Bartlett back into this team and they'd still get fucking smoked. Like they are just an absolute arse of a team at the moment.
Yeah.
Absolute arse water. So I'm not confident in saying this, but I think the Dogs have a statement game again. Mm-hmm. Come out and just destroy the Tigers here. At the MCG.
Yeah, well, you were saying
See?
before.
Told you it's a weird game.
That's like a weird theory that the Dogs just don't
Never
play.
played the MCG.
Yeah,
No.
that doesn't look right.
No. You on Dogs?
Yeah, I'll go Dogs, but just putting on record that I was tempted with Richmond because I like them at the G. But
Okay. That will remain on the record.
Yeah.
Suns v North in Darwin. Taking up North. The Suns are $1.09. Fuck me. Wow. The Suns are $1.09. I'll repeat that again. North is $7.50. The line is 43.5. And this is a hard game to pick because you think that the Suns would be an automatic pick, but can't travel away from home and win a game of football. Couldn't even go to Brisbane and win a game of football. And that's an hour away from whatever the fuck their core stadium's called at the moment. People's Choice.
People's Choice, yeah.
Yeah. People's Choice not to go there and fucking watch them at the moment. That's what it is. Makes sense. Now, Darwin. What do we know about Darwin? Hot, slippery.
Yep.
Glove option. Sorry? There's a glove option. So what happens when you get to the game in Darwin is that you get your Gatorade, you get your water,
Sure.
and then you get a glove.
And you get a glove.
And it's like a hey, if you want to wear it, just don it. And you've never worn one before in your life. And it's like, you know what? Kind of do want to wear one. So a lot of the players start rocking the glove, just knowing they've never worn a glove in a game at all ever before.
So good. I'd love a 2-glove debut. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
It's so good. One of my first games, like the glove was there, like
Yeah.
literally that, the Gatorade, water, and a glove option. And I was like, "There's
So
no
this
way,
isn't a piss take.
mate. This is serious."
They
I was
offered
like,
it.
"Mate, there is no way I'm not wearing a glove here,
Yeah.
or a glove. Couldn't even feel shit in my left hand, but it felt good aesthetically. That looked like I was doing something."
Did it help at all? You don't
No,
think?
God, no. Like I said, couldn't. It was worse probably, but I walked the whole thing for 4 quarters. I loved it. It
Oh,
was,
could you imagine wringing it out
It was
afterwards?
gross as.
Yeah.
It was gross as. Darwin's tough conditions in Darwin. You come from the ground to the bench to the call room, stay in the call room, get called out by the property steward. You're back on the ground. So slippery, wet conditions. It could piss down as well.
Let's have a look at what the weather's
So that could bring North actually into the game. Now, I'm not saying North are going to win. In fact, I won't pick North again for the next 2 years. How's this for a stat? I know you like your stats. North have won 12 games in 5 years.
That's got to be a lie.
That's not a piss take. They've won 12 games in their last 5 years, including this year.
That's insanity.
Yeah, it's horrible is what it is. I'm convinced, again, they will not win a game this year. They're not winning a game. They're not inspired by anything. I think Clarko has lost them. I don't think a lot of them want to be there. I think Sheasel was a shining light. I think a lot of them actually are being played out of position. And maybe they've got a sick fetish with getting absolutely beaten the shit out of. I don't know. They won't win. Suns will win this game, but it won't be much.
31 degrees Saturday night, 7 o'clock. No rain in sight.
How was the humidity? Do we know?
Humidity 54%.
Is that good or bad?
Wouldn't have a clue.
Great. Okay. Suns. Suns. I think Suns, but it won't be like 100 points. I think it'll be 6 goals.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, quick one here to tell you our feed bet on Sportsbet for the round. Our featured one here is in the Blues v Melbourne game. We have Akers to have 20 or more, Viney to have 20 or more, Wiedering to have 15 or more, May to have 15 or more, Durden to kick a goal at any time, and Pickett to kick a goal at any time. Now, you can go on Sportsbet. You can go to the feed section. You can type in Dan Gorringe. You'll see all the bets there. You pick a bet, you like it. One click of a button, you put it into your bet slip. You pick what you want to put on it, but it's all there on Sportsbet's feed. Go check it out. In the morgue, again, so this is at Marvel Stadium, everyone. An away game for both these teams. Collingwood versus the Eagles. The Pies are $1.10. The Eagles are $7. The line is only 39.5. And this is the moment we've been waiting for, where we just sit on the couch and we jizz them. An unmovable object meets an unstoppable force. Reed versus Dacos. Same field together for the first time. Both of these players make me feel something that no one ever has made me feel. Not the hands of a woman. I'm not a religious at all, but I couldn't imagine Jesus coming down and shaking my hand would make me feel these things.
Shaking your hand, dapping you up.
These guys make me tingle in the right spots. And I would love if the coaches came together and said, "Oi, listen, let's just start them in the middle together." That would make me cream them. Harley Reid stiff-arming Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos running him down. If Harley Reid stiff arms Nick Dacos, watch every social media page just. I can't wait for this.
The dream is to see Harley stiff arm him
And kiss him.
and and then they just go off together for a bit.
Yeah.
No, and then the next play, he attempted again, but
Literally.
then Dacos breaks it.
So is this Harley's Reid? Is this his first game back in Melbourne? Yeah, they haven't
Yeah,
played
it would
Melbourne
be.
yet. I haven't played Melbourne.
Have they?
Nah.
They must have.
I don't reckon they have.
That just feels illegal, though.
They've gone to Gold Coast. They've gone to Adelaide. They've gone to...
Have they done Adelaide twice because of Gather Round?
I honestly don't think the Eagles have been in Melbourne yet. So this is return game home, which is massive. He's going to be up and he's going to be so rolled up and ready to go. Given everything that Kane said about him as well, he'll be absolutely on one to turn it on in front of everyone. He knows the West Coast Eagles are getting ready to put an absolute massive offer to him. But he's like, hey, I'm also at home. Everyone's watching me.
Yeah, so hang on. They played, let's have a look here. Port Adelaide in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Then in the GWS in Sydney.
Yeah.
Then the Dogs in Melbourne.
Oh, they played Dogs in Melbourne.
Yep. Unless that was that was in Melbourne. But that was early on.
Was that in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reckon so.
No, it doesn't count.
But that's the only one.
Right.
Then you've got Sydney, back at Perth,
Yeah.
the Derby, Gold Coast, back at Perth. So there you go.
Well, Marvel Stadium won't know what hit it here with Harley and Nick going head to head. Now, no, my check, which I think hurts him a little bit because McGovern and Barras have been pretty good down back.
Yeah.
Probably the two things that you can go in a West Coast game you know is going to be decent, your back line, given those two are there. So I think that the Eagles lose by not as much as people think. 40, 45 points.
Well, no one within Collingwood's camp will know what to do at Marvel. It's
No.
going to throw everyone right
Yeah,
off.
they don't like it. I wonder if they'll sell it out.
Ooh, that's a good one to keep our eye on.
Yeah, will Marvel Stadium sell out? What time is this game?
This game is 1 p.m.
No, that's not getting sold out. Not on Mother's Day. No.
No.
At least take your mum there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
BYO.
BYO her mum. Yeah, okay. So I think Mason Cox becomes the guy as well. I think Collingwood just win this easily.
Interesting statement.
Mason Cox becomes the guy. He has to be the guy.
I suppose he has to be.
I mean, I know Pies fans do not. I don't agree with much on them, but
Yeah.
they don't want to bring Ash Johnson back into the team.
Yeah, okay. Collingwood.
In the Genuine Graveyard at 4 p.m. Am I right? In 4 p.m. I think so. Adelaide v Brisbane. Adelaide $1.66, Brisbane a $2.23. The line is 6.5, and people are fucking with the Crows again. They got that vibe again about the Crows. The Crows are back in town. They're the pride of South Australia. People are proud to wear their Crows Guernseys. We know they wear their Crows Guernseys over
They
there.
love
We've
them.
seen it in the flesh. The adults love wearing Crows Guernseys. They'll be packing this stadium out in full Guernseys, saying, "We love you, Crom. Come on, Crom." Brisbane are going to have to find something massive here to win this because they have a million injuries. I don't think they get anywhere near Adelaide in this game. I think the Crows are up and about, and they will win this quite easily in the City Churches.
I reckon they're still revved up from the showdown.
They're fizzed up massively. Yeah. When
In
you
a
win a
pretty big
showdown,
way.
you stay up for a little bit.
Yeah, you've got Curries.
Yeah.
You've got West End.
Yeah.
You've got, I get it.
You look to your left, there's a guy in a Crows Guernsey. You look to your right, there's another guy in your Crows Guernseys. Yeah, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah.
They
Look
win
behind
that.
you, there's a guy with, Bob Marley, Crows.
Yes, that hat you
wig.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Adelaide for mine. They'll do this quite easy, I think, in the Graveyard.
Done.
Great. That's our show done for the week. We hope that you all have a great weekend. We hope that your teams get up. We hope that you can enjoy your weekend when your team does win. And if your team doesn't win, we hope that you can somehow find a way to enjoy your weekend regardless. Say hi to your mums. Give your mum a big kiss and a big schmoochie, a big hug. We love them as well. Have a great weekend. Do you want to say something about someone's mums?
Were you waiting for me to say something?
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.